Hey music community, Jeff here again with a couple of new CD releases that came out that I have recently picked up that I want to make sure you didn't miss out on if you weren't familiar with these. This first one is only on CD. It's actually a CD and a Blu-ray set, and that is the new one from Neil Morse from the Morse Fest 2024. Now these Neil Morse releases these Morse Fest sets every year practically, you know, the next year or whatever, and they all end up looking, a lot of them have ended up looking similar to this in recent years. And what we have here is a, I mean, it was again 4 CDs and 2 Blu-rays, and they come in these sets like this, and it incorporates, you know, it brings in all of the weekends, well, all of the main shows from the Morse Fest. There are a lot of side and inner circle shows and things like that that end up coming out in different formats through the Inner Circle fan club or whatever. But the main shows here tend to be in these sets like this. So I grab these every time, and they're really great. So you have everything on audio, and then you have it again on video in the Blu-ray. And so what he did this particular year was he did the DiVirgilio, Morse, and Jennings, which is, you can't really see the pictures on there. It's the album that he did. I've shown the albums in the past. They've got 2 albums out where it's got Nick DiVirgilio, who was the drummer for Spock's Beard. Then he became the singer when Neil left. And he's done a lot of other stuff. But Nick is just an amazing musician, singer, and everything. And so you got him. You've got, of course, Neil Morse on guitar and doing all the keyboards and all this stuff. And then you got Ross Jennings. And so you got these 3 guys. They harmonize together. They sing. They play instruments. They play guitar, some percussion, everything. And they've gotten 2 albums out. I tend to describe it as more like an acoustic music singer-songwriter, but acoustically with, 3 guys harmonizing. But they do have, there is some drums and percussion and stuff throughout it. So it's not all just stripped down acoustic, but great stuff. So they do an entire set here of their songs, and you have, like I say, you have that on audio and on the video. And then Neil Morse has done 2 albums on Joseph, kind of an updated version, his version of the Technicolor Dreamcoat. The Joseph story, he's done a volume 1 and a volume 2, both of them on vinyl record, CD, all that stuff. And here he does both of them in their entirety. The Dreamer, it looks like it's in its entirety. And then the other disc is highlights from Jesus Christ the Exorcist, which he did do, I believe, in its entirety on a previous Morse Fest. So you've got, like I say, you've got the DiVirgilio, Morse, and Jennings on one whole complete show. You got 1 complete show for Joseph Volume 1, 1 complete show for Joseph Volume 2, and then highlights from Jesus Christ the Exorcist. And again, it is replicated then on Blu-ray. You get them all visually too. So, great little set. I love when they do this because it's just a cool way. I never get a chance. I've yet to get a chance. My wife actually said, I think when I was watching this the other day, she said, well, you went to Immortal Fest this past summer. She says, next we need to get you over to Morse Fest one year. She's like, well, you've got to go do that. And then also at the same time, Neil did a new solo album. This is, again, more laid back, kind of a lot of acoustics, but there are, instruments and everything. And he does these periodically. And yes, this one did come on vinyl, as you can see here behind me. I grabbed it in both forms. Actually, I grabbed this because it was part of the package deal. Then I ended up later realizing it was on vinyl, and I ordered that, and it came in later. And again, this just Neil doing what Neil does, and this is some singer-songwriter type stuff. At times, very autobiographical, tells stories and everything, and yeah. So I pick up pretty much everything I can get from him, and of course I was going to get this with the package deal, and like I said, then I grabbed it on vinyl. So just didn't want you to miss out. Check it out if you're a Neil Morse fan. You would definitely impressed with this because there's a lot of prog and stuff here, full band, everything, audio, visual, everything. If you want some more laid back, stripped down, fun, autobiographical type stuff, then definitely pick up his new solo album. And that's it for this one. Just want to make sure you knew about these releases. I'll see you later. Rock on and rock on.